right, well socked. That ball is going. That ball is gone. It's a brand new ball game. A 2-run home run for George Valera.
In the air to right field, hit pretty high, hit pretty deep. That ball is gone! Brian Lavasina with a walk-off home run.
Naylor lines it to right. That wins the championship for the RubberDucks. So Naylor, the walk-off hit, and Akron takes it home in 2021.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Future Guardians of the Land podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Slez. With me this week, I have Cleveland Guardians pitching prospect Aaron Pinto. How you doing, Aaron?
How's it going, Kev? I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. I appreciate you coming on. So how's the off season going? What have you been up to?
It's going great. I mean, I just right now just came out to Arizona in January, so I've just been training out here, kind of getting ready for the upcoming spring and hopefully upcoming season.
Okay. So before we get into your whole career, kind of starting out of high school, had a teammate of yours from the Akron RubberDucks last year, Thomas Ponticelli, on last week. I mentioned to him that you were coming on, and he said, yes, Aaron Pinto of the disappearing fastball. So hopefully you can explain that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the best way I can explain it, I mean, I've heard it from a lot of guys. I mean, it's just something about my fastball. It just kind of gets up on guys. I mean, I even have teammates that are hit just kind of say like, hey, your fastball doesn't look like it's 93. I mean, wish it wasn't, but yeah, I mean, the best answer I can get is I'm just going out there just trying to throw. I guess my wacky mechanics just kind of make it disappear.
That's definitely a good thing for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's fun to hear. That's a funny little joke.
Yeah, it was. So you went to St. Paul High School in West Covina, California. You were a 3-time All-League standout. What are your favorite memories of your high school career?
Oh man, favorite memories. I mean, just I was a transfer student, so just kind of that first initial move to the St. Paul was, I mean, definitely one of the probably best memories. Showing up, meeting everyone, kind of just getting my feet wet with a different program, and then probably my fondest memory is kind of winning a tournament in San Diego. Being able to go out there and with a new team. I want to say it was my junior year. Finally, kind of becoming one of the guys is just they relied on pitching wise. Going out there, winning that tournament, being able to pitch 2 games of the 4 that we played in. And I think just being the MVP of the championship game, being able to go out there, pitch, and kind of those are my hitting days too. So those are nice little memories to win a championship, being able to pitch and hit in a game.
I was going to say, I've seen a little clipping of you were like 2 for 3 in one of the postseason games. So
yeah, it's just some good old throwbacks right there.
So when did you really get serious about pitching? Was it high school or before high school? And when did you think that popped in your mind might have a shot to play pro ball?
I really didn't get serious into pitching. I want to say until like I made that transfer, that switch to a St. Paul High School. The pitching coach there really ingrained into me like, hey, you're a very good pitcher. You're really good. A lot of my coaches kind of leading up into high school as well were like, hey, you have a very good arm. So that kind of was like the kind of the push I needed to kind of like, okay, maybe like if I dig into pitching, that'll kind of give me that little push to, try to see what I can do. And then the part that I didn't really notice I had a chance or like really could make it until I want to say my senior year of college. That's was when it kind of hit me like, oh, wow, I have a very good chance to keep my career going. So it took a little bit of while to kind of realize that goal.
Okay. So speaking of college, you ended up at Stony Brook University in New York. How'd you end up there?
They had a very good relationship with the trial ball team I played with. SGV Arsenal, played with them all 4 years, and they had a very good relationship. A lot of guys went out to play there, and we went to Georgia and Florida to play some tournaments. And I want to say in Georgia, Stony Brook caught a glimpse of me in an outing, and then in Jupiter, they kind of followed up, reached out again, and from there it was just I talked to the assistant head coach at the time, which I think is Joe Panucci, and he kind of sold it on me. I mean, it was a great program. I really wanted to play, and they kind of said like, "Hey, you show up, you're gonna have a chance to play, chance to compete." And I mean, I don't want to pass that up. I mean, competing. I mean, I like it.
So you did you grow up in California your whole life?
Yes, yeah. Grew up in California my whole life, so
How was
nice weather.
How was the transition from California to New York?
First year a little tough. I didn't really play much my freshman year, so didn't really have to worry about the weather too much. Just bundled up, hung out in the bed and dugout, nice and warm. I want to say it was a little bit tougher my sophomore year was when it was like, okay, like I don't really have that luxury of 75 and sunny every day. I kind of got some nice 30-degree weather with some wind chills. So it was a big change. Definitely took me a good 2 years to kind of get used to.
So you had a pretty nice career at Stony Brook. You only pitched 6 games your freshman year, but your last 3 years you had a 254, 288, and 126 ERA, 272 overall your 4 years. And you actually set the school single season save record with 12 your senior year.
Yeah.
So what do you take away from your whole experience and career at Stony Brook?
Just kind of that kind of competing aspect. I mean, we were always told like we go down south every year. We weren't like the biggest school or anything like that. We weren't the biggest guys on the field. We played a lot of really good competition early on, and I think I kind of took that with me. It's like, you know what, it's as long as you go out there and compete, it's anybody's game. I mean, if the guy next to you's competing stronger than you, then that's kind of says something. So I think I took that away from there, just going out there competing every day, just having fun with it. And then just kind of like the team aspect too. I mean, because we were such a small team, we kind of relied on each other. It wasn't just one guy that kind of carried the team or anything like that. So it was, I definitely like remember my time there very fondly, and it was probably one of the best 4 years of my life.
That's awesome. So in the midst of your college career, 2017, you played in the New England Collegiate Summer League, pitched 9 scoreless innings, only allowed 2 hits, or 9 scoreless appearances, 10 scoreless innings, only allowed 2 hits. How was that experience, and how did that help you in your development?
It was awesome. I mean, I got to play with some teammates, meet a lot of new guys, new faces. Kind of went in there from college, just realizing, okay, I have a really good shot at kind of solidifying a closer role at Stony Brook. And at that point, beginning of that summer, I didn't really think it was a possibility of me getting drafted. So I kind of just went into it like, you know, just anything could happen. Let me go out there and compete as much as I can. And sure enough, I just had fun with it, honestly. Just, I had a pitching coach that kind of told me, he goes, hey, go out there and pitch like you're the best guy and best pitcher in the world. And I kind of took that with me, and I had fun with it. And nothing I could really say about the stats. It was just, it kind of all worked out.
So your 4 years at Stony Brook obviously led you to be drafted by the Cleveland Guardians in the 24th round of the 2018 draft. So kind of take us through the whole draft process and what you were doing the day you were drafted.
Oh man, the day I got drafted, I want to say it was woke up pretty early. Kind of actually couldn't sleep the night before. It was kind of like nervous, like being a senior. Like, if I don't get drafted, I understand it. If I do, I'm just gonna take it in stride, just see how long I could take it with me, see if I can compete at the next level. And I want to say it was first couple rounds, I was like, all right, like I didn't really talk to Indians until about maybe round like 18 or 19. And before that, I want to say right before that, I was kind of losing hope, went into my room to kind of get some fresh air, and got a phone call from my college coaches asking me like, hey, are you healthy? And I said, yeah. And they're like, all right, there's a good chance you get picked. About 15, 20 minutes later, got a call from, at that time, the scout for us. And he kind of was like, hey, we offer you or we draft you, will you sign and play? And I told him, 100%. I was like, I would definitely love to do that. And sure enough, kind of was getting a little anxious around rounds 20 through 20, 21. And then round 24, saw my name. They gave me a call maybe 30 seconds later. And it was kind of like a sigh of relief where I didn't really have to think about, all right, I got to go back to school, start applying to schools again. But it's definitely like a nerve-wracking moment. But once my name got called, I was like, oh, it's a sigh of relief. Kind of now I got to go out there and compete all over again.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because a lot of the guys I've had on mentioned what a big weight it was off their shoulder once they got drafted. What a stressful time it was leading up to that.
Oh man, yeah, it's definitely one of the most stressful days I've ever had. I was just like, oh man, is this going to happen? Is this not? But definitely giant deep breath after, and I was like, all right, time to get ready again.
So did you know much about the city of Cleveland and the organization?
Not too much. I mean, I had known about them through the World Series, their last few playoff runs, followed them around for a little bit. I mean, other than that, nothing else really. I mean, now I'm a Guardians fan, but was a big Dodger fan growing up. But I mean, now I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, I'm really grateful that I got drafted by the Indians. Or Guardians, sorry.
Yeah, I know. I make the same mistake, so it's hard to get used to.
Yeah.
So 2018, you get drafted, and you're reported to the Arizona League, made some appearances out there, posted a 195 ERA. How was the transition going from college ball to Arizona League?
For a little while, it was a little tough. I had a very slow transition. I want to say my first couple outings, I think it was more nerves than anything kind of took over. Once I kind of settled down, I realized I can compete at this level as well. And after that, that's kind of was like my main goal, just make it through the year, compete, have fun. I mean, I got through the hard part of waiting to get drafted. Now it was just going out there and kind of being the same guy that I was technically during college.
So in 2019, you pitched at both low A and high A, and then last year at double A. What was do you think the biggest adjustment jumping from level to level?
For me, I think my biggest adjustment was low A to high A. That was, I did fairly well in low A. Once I made that jump to high, I kind of hit a little rough patch where at that point, I had more of like mental doubts than physical doubts. Wasn't really competing at the level I wanted to. Kind of getting accustomed to the long season, getting as many appearances as I had. So I think that was the biggest jump for me. Also the change in talent. I was facing more college guys and guys that had been around for a little bit. And then, so I think that was definitely probably the biggest jump for me. And then, the spring training going into last year, going to double A, I think was a little bit of a smoother transition because I was a little bit more prepared to kind of like understand, okay, there's going to be a talent jump in that sort of way. So I think that was a little bit more understandable. But yeah, that jump from low A to high was definitely one that kind of was like, okay, like I just gotta keep moving, keep going along.
Okay. So the 2020 season obviously got wiped out by the COVID-19 pandemic. How tough was that on you, and what did you do with that time to keep yourself in shape?
That was very tough. Going into that year, I wanted to ride the high from 2019 as much as I could, having a lot better year than I expected for myself. I wanted to go in, like I said, riding that high, kind of just seeing what will happen this year, and kind of getting that year taken away or losing that year, I should say, definitely sucked. But once we kind of got the news, went home, took a couple of weeks off to kind of just ground, see what was going to happen the next few weeks before we officially lost our season. And from there, I kind of just built a little miniature at-home gym in our garage to stay in shape. For a long while, had a net as my throwing partner to kind of keep my arm fresh. So there was a little bit of a grind in the beginning, but it helped me stay in shape and prepare me for as best as I could have been for 2021.
So yeah, speaking of that 2021 season, you pitched with the Akron RubberDucks, and you had a good year, and team wise, obviously everybody knows you guys won the AA Northeast Championship, which was awesome. So how was that overall experience and competing in the postseason?
Oh man, it was amazing. Definitely one of the funnest seasons, one of the best teams I've ever played with. I mean, up and down. We just coming out the gates that year and kind of taking the first 5 games of the year off of Binghamton, opening the year off with a walk off, and then kind of just rolling through the year. Just I mean, we lost a lot of guys that got promoted, and we got a lot of new guys. But the fact that we're able to kind of not skip a beat and take it all the way into the postseason was just amazing. I mean, it was one of the most unforgettable moments I'll ever have. Just kind of how the way that season ended with, I mean, a close game against Somerset to eliminate them, and then that walk-up game to win the championship. It was just, like I said, unforgettable.
Yeah, that was pretty great seeing Bo Naylor, who kind of struggled offensively last season, come up with the big walk-off hit. That had to be a thrill for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, we're being a pitcher, working with a catcher 24/7. I mean, that's having a guy like that come up and deliver a hit like that to, I mean, end our season and ultimately give us a championship. It was awesome. And in the bullpen, we were just like, dude, this is his time. This is all him. And sure enough, delivered. And like I said, it was an unforgettable moment. I mean, I can probably replay that entire game, pitch by pitch, with how much stress it caused.
Right. And like you mentioned too, it's crazy with seeing all the guys you guys lost. I mean, Oscar Gonzalez led the affiliate, the Guardians affiliates in homers and RBIs, and guys like Alex Call, Richie Palacios, but then you bring in guys like George Valera and Brian Labastida. It shows you the talent level that's in this organization.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was definitely a sight to see. I mean, guys leaving us. I mean, we had a lot of the older guys on the team we had our doubts, like, all right, like we might skid a little bit, but sure enough, it was as if we, like I said, never skipped a beat. We just kept winning and winning. And like I said, once we kind of realized that, wow, we're really good still, it was like, all right, let's see how far we can take it. And sure enough, it brought a championship back with us.
Yeah, that was definitely awesome. So what are your personal goals for the 2022 season?
Personal goals for my 2022 season is just kind of build off of last year, I mean, going to the fall league this last year, kind of took some notes. I mean, personal, just trying to stay healthy. Definitely don't want to go down with any sort of injury. I mean, mentally, that's very hard. I mean, it was very hard on me. So I want to try to do as much as I can to kind of avoid that, stay in shape as best I can, and be as mentally prepared as I possibly can. I mean, I've been through full season a couple years already, so I kind of know what it entails. But like I said, with the not knowing where you end up or anything like that, it's just got to be ready all the time. So I mean, like I said, personal goal is just stay healthy, compete the best I can, and see where it takes me. I mean, it's always good to start a season and see what happens.
Right. All right. So before I let you go, we've got a segment we do at the end called Getting to Know Your Guardians. It'd be 10 non-baseball questions, and there's a few fun ones in here. So whenever you're ready, I'll fire them at you.
Oh, man. I don't know if I'll ever be ready, but, I'll give it a shot.
All right. So if you had to play another sport professionally besides baseball, what would it be?
Oh, man. We've actually, a couple of my teams have talked about this one. I would have to say either, let's see, I would love to play hockey or probably soccer. Never ice skated in my life, so that might be a tough one, but I'd probably like to play soccer. Soccer would be definitely a fun sport. I grew up watching it all the time and had a lot of friends that played it, so would have liked to do that.
So if you couldn't play professional sports, what occupation would you desire?
Whew. Wow, occupation. Probably something in the medical field. Probably not a fun answer, but I've always been very interested in like the medical field, nursing, physical therapy, stuff like that. I mean, I think that stuff's awesome, just helping everyone out or just doing the best you can to kind of help the public. So I think that profession is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Those people are amazing for sure.
Yeah.
What is your favorite game day meal or snack?
Oh, wow. Favorite game day meal would probably be, let's see, probably be chicken parm from Olive Garden. That went to college, had that probably every road trip. My head coach at Stony Brook got that ingrained in my brain. I love chicken parm. Can't miss it.
That's my favorite, to be honest. So
yeah,
I feel you on that one. How about your favorite takeout? That might have answered it, but
oh yeah, I mean, I gotta go Italian. I mean, Olive Garden. I mean, it's Olive Garden, but I mean, I'll take it.
Got it. How about your favorite music genre and favorite group or solo artist?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. Favorite music genre. I like probably old school rap. Like, I grew up on it with my parents. Especially my dad is like Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Eminem. If I had to pick my favorite, it'd probably be between Eminem or probably Ice Cube.
Okay. Well, you should enjoy the halftime show of the Super Bowl.
We're going old cannot school. Wait. I cannot wait. I've been looking forward to that halftime more than anything.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh wow. Favorite movie of all time would probably have to be between Avengers End War or Captain America, the first Avenger. I'm a big Marvel nerd. Love those movies. Actually I'd probably do or Man of Steel, which is big Superman fan. So
okay.
Love those little comics. I love that stuff.
Who was your favorite pro athlete growing up?
My favorite pro athlete growing up was probably Nomar Garcia-Parra. Grew up a big Dodger fan. When he got to the Dodgers, it was I try to mimic his batting stance, his little ticks and everything. I remember my parents just kind of ingraining it, like, oh, you should definitely do what he does. And I used to try to do all that stuff in the box when I was still a hitter back when I was about a few years ago.
He definitely had a pretty unique batting stance for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that would have to be like one of the top athletes I used to love watching.
Okay, good choice. So what's your biggest fear or phobia?
Biggest fear would probably have to be heights. I can't even. I'm sitting on the second. I'm on the second story, and I look over the patio. I'm already getting jello. My legs turn to jello. I can't do heights. Other than that, probably snakes. I can't do snakes either. I'm good on that. I'll pass on those two things.
I can relate.
Anything else with that?
I can relate on the heights because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
How about your biggest celebrity crush?
Oh, biggest celebrity crush. Right now, probably have to be Margot Robbie.
All right, I've heard that one a few times. Yeah. That's been a pretty
that's probably got to be my favorite one, especially right now.
Yeah, good choice. So what do you want to tell the Cleveland Guardians fans about what to expect from Aaron Pinto in 2022?
I guess to the fans, I mean, just hopefully look forward to an exciting season. Hopefully get to make a trip up to Cleveland this year. I said I'm going to do everything I possibly can to kind of help whatever team I end up on this season. And if I can make an appearance in Cleveland or help out the big league team as much as I can, I mean, I'm just going to go out there and compete the best of my abilities. I mean, you're never going to get the short end of the stick if I'm out there on the mound. I mean, I'll do the best I can, leave it all out there.
Hopefully we see you starting out in Columbus and get up to Cleveland at some point this year. That'd be pretty exciting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it happens, great. But I mean, right now, just gotta look forward to helping out whatever team I end up on, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking a little time out of your day to come on with me. Good luck this season. And if you want to come on again sometime down the road, maybe mid-season or after the season, you're more than welcome.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll find some time. I mean, this is awesome. I'd love to talk to you and see what we got going on.
All right, I appreciate it. You take care and have a good night. Everybody else, we'll talk to you next week.